Hey, what's up? It's Robbie here with Overworld Games, and this is a little bit different. I'm at the airport getting ready for a trip, but the Fallout 76 patch notes for the December 11th patch update have just released, and I'm like, you know what? I've got some time here at the airport to make this video, so I really wanted to do that for you guys. But yeah, let's dive straight into this. The source of this information is in the description below, as always. It says this: our latest patch for Fallout 76 will bring major camp improvements, special respecking, new display settings for PC, and many new bug fixes to the game. So we're going to go into this right now. They also do say this, that they've adjusted their schedule to allow for further testing on the console version of the game. PC maintenance is taking place on December 11th, and we're currently planning for console maintenance to begin on Thursday, December 13th. Now, the big highlights of the patch are the following. It says, here are the few of the major changes coming with today's patch. Further below, you'll find more details about each. So the first one is camp construction improvements. Small obstructions will now automatically be removed when you place objects on top of them, allowing you to more easily build when and where you want. So this is the bulldozer feature. And then they say camp placement improvements. You will now be notified when you log into a world and your current camp location is occupied by another player. If you stay in that world, you can place your camp back down for free. If you decide not to place your camp and join a new world where your space is unoccupied, it will be automatically placed in its original spot. So that's a really cool update. Next up is special respecking. It says, upon reaching level 51 and every level thereafter, you'll be able to choose whether you want to unlock a new perk card or reallocate one special point. Now, push to talk goes on to say this: we've implemented a push-to-talk hotkey for voice chat on PC. Woohoo! So that's really good news. I know a lot of you guys really want that. And then also it says new PC settings. We've added field of view and depth of field sliders so that you can further customize your view in game. Then 21:9 resolution support. On PC, you can catch an even wider view from those gorgeous Appalachian vistas because Fallout 76 now supports that. So good to know there. So some big changes there. I know these were very highly requested changes. And then there's a bunch of other stuff here. It says general performance has been improved. Stability has seen improvements. Regarding art and lighting, that's also been adjusted as well. So it looks like they've adjusted some of the environments to allow them to appear brighter in darker conditions. And then they've done some balance changes to the loot and workshops and Scorch Beast Queen. So let's get into this right now. So first of all, regarding loot, it says 308 ammo dropped by creatures has been reduced. Players will now receive 308 ammo in stacks of 1 through 5 rather than up to 12 for a single kill. And then it says super mutants will now drop gunpowder half as often, and the chance for additional loot has been reduced. And then caps are guaranteed loot on super mutants and until level 16. Now, for the Scorch Beast Queen, it says will now land on the ground more often. So that's good. You melee players can get in there and start wrecking damage to those Scorch Beast Queens. And it says workshops, players no longer gain XP when crafting at a public workshop. So that's interesting. A little bit, well, a nerf there to XP gains. Now, what about crafting and camp and workshop? So they do have some additional things about this. How rocks and smaller objects will no longer prevent you from building items in those locations. Those obstructions are now automatically removed upon constructing items, and then placing an object to remove an obstruction, and then removing that object will cause that obstruction to reappear after some time or upon logging back in. We'll see how this all works for sure. And then also new camp placement improvement says a notification will now be displayed to players upon logging into a world if their current camp location is occupied by someone else. I think we already went over this, didn't we? So it looks like this is kind of repeating, going into a little bit more details. They say if they choose to remain in that world, they will be able to place their camp in a new location for free. Alternatively, if a player decides not to place their camp in that new location and instead joins a new world, their camp will be automatically placed back in its original location, provided that the spot is unoccupied. Now, let's keep going, shall we? Holy crap, I'm realizing how many patch notes there are. I might not be able to get through all these actually. So see the description below. We'll try to get through as much as possible, but I do have to board a plane soon. Oh yeah, so progression says for the new special respecking says every time a player levels up after level 50, they can now choose whether to unlock a new perk card or transfer one previously allocated special point from one category to another. This change is not retroactive for characters that have already progressed beyond level 50, but will apply to every level up they achieve going forward. So just keep that in mind. It says if a player chooses to reallocate a special point on leveling up, they will be unable to select a new perk card for that level and vice versa. Respecking details have also been added to the perks section of the in-game help menu. So if you need additional help with the respecking stuff, check out the in-game help menu, whatever you do. Alright, so there's additional changes to quests as well. And then also they go into more detail about push-to-talk settings and all sorts of stuff. With the field of view, exactly what happened with that one. And then they do mention additional user interface updates. They said the timer that disconnects players after a period of inactivity in-game has been increased from 10 to 30 minutes, and the warning prompt will now display 3 minutes rather than 1 minute prior to being disconnected. So that's pretty good. And then they say Atomic Shop, items that have recently been added to the Atomic Shop now display a new icon, and a new items will now sort to the front of their associated subsections. And then Atomic Shop says item subtitles in the Atomic Shop have been moved to the top of the item images to make it a little bit easier to read those things and get a grip on what's going on in the Atomic Shop. Now, also some compass changes. It says maximums have been implemented for each type of marker that can appear in the compass, and up to 60 markers in total can be visible at once. That's a lot of markers. You start to realize the programming required for that type of stuff. Then there's some additional bug fixes to performance, stability and performance, general bug fixes to the achievements, art and graphics, so some animation fixes, some lots and lots of graphic fixes here, so that's great. They also mentioned weather, and there's something about blueprints here. Tons of blueprint fixes as well. So check out the description below for all these patch notes, by the way. But there's also some items that have been addressed, and then they've also addressed some of the weapons as well. So you can find that in the description below. But there you guys have it. The latest patch notes for Fallout 76. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a little bit of a rushed video, but I am about to board a plane. But guys, stay tuned for more Fallout 76 and more open world gaming goodness. Thank you guys for all the love and support, and I will see you next time, and once again in the Wasteland. Take it easy.